Let's start with one thing. I guess, what would you tell yourself if you were about to start, let's go backwards to Joey just starting his business.
If I was just starting again, and this may be a controversial point of view, the first thing that comes to mind is it's not about the gear, it is about talking to people. Can you take the,
Whose 5D is this?
it's
Joey, is this your old 1980 camera?
I heard you, that's not 1980, it's 2004. I have a 1980 camera though, it's in there, it's the,
Do you actually make money from this old piece of gear?
So my 5D actually makes me around 5K a month on social media content. So it is actually pretty cool. It's old, but this is very close to my heart.
We're here with Joey today. Joey, who are you? What do you do?
No,
Shut Up and Cut, right?
I started with Shut Up and Cut. It's this big old hat on my head. This was my very first editing brand, actually. Very first business I started, did pretty good. And then we moved into some service-based stuff, 5D, that you made fun of me for a second ago.
Well, look, today we're going to be talking about gear.
Yep.
Just a little bit about the gear, and then how we actually make money, how Joey makes money. I'm just going to pick his brain. We're in our studio. As we show off our gear.
No, it's all about the gear.
We're going to do a 180 and just say it's not about the gear.
This is the 5D. I got it for, I think, new or refurbished for like $2,300, $2,400. This is actually my newest lens. It's the Sigma 24 Prime. I don't have any zoom lenses, which I should. I realize how actual valuable the zoom lenses are. They help you out a lot.
This is a film camera?
Yeah, all the money that I make with this camera goes into that camera. So this I didn't even get it. My girlfriend got it for me in the antique shop. Canon A1, it's a film camera. I knew nothing about film before I got this. And so when my girlfriend got it for me, I decided I'd make an effort.
Why haven't you upgraded, dude?
I haven't needed to yet. I've been able to buy like accessories and little things like NDs, like cards, like batteries that kind of just get me by. And the reason I got it in the first place wasn't even like a logistical decision. It was when I went to college, my roommate had this camera and everything he shot I thought was beautiful. And so when I started my business, I was like, that's the camera I need. And so we hopped in with the Canon 5D Mark IV, and I don't regret it. I love it so much.
Let's pick your brain, because you're a smart guy.
Okay.
You've been in the YouTube space for how long?
3 years, but that's 3 years unconsistently. Like the last 4 months, we've been going pretty hard on YouTube.
And then so you got courses, you're now talking about doing ad spend.
Yep.
I want to talk about, mainly because my viewers are a little younger to
They want to know, where's the money come from?
Well, I think right now they want to know how to make money from this, right? We have all the gear. How do you get clients? How do you make money? How do you market yourself? How do you package yourself? Let's start with one thing. I guess, what would you tell yourself if you were about to start, let's go backwards to Joey just starting his business.
If I was just starting again, and this may be a controversial point of view, the first thing that comes to mind is it's not about the gear, it is about talking to people. But I'll tell you what, we're human and emotional by nature. If you just spend the $3,000 on a camera, you'll figure it out. If you see $3K in your bank account disappear for this freaking thing, you'll figure it out because now you have a reason to do so. I do want to say it's not about the gear, but the gear gives me like this emotional, like, ooh, pretty, like a collector's item type of feeling. And because of that, it does make me figure out how to get the money.
Yeah, and I almost feel like because now you've invested in it, if you are an entrepreneur, you're gonna make it work and you're gonna backwards engineer it, right? Like,
you're forced to think outside of the normal 9-to-5 stuff. When you're at the 9-to-5, there's a set of rules that you follow every single time you come in. When you switch that and go 5-to-9, you're the one who creates those rules. It's a completely different way of thinking because you don't want to create rules for something that doesn't make you money. And so the first thing you got to do is get the first buck, figure out how you did it, how it worked, and then replicate it.
Let's talk about that. How do you make your first buck? Joey has no connections right now. What would you do?
No connections. Do I have money?
Well, you have a camera.
Okay, I have a
right?
camera.
You got a camera, like some of our users have a camera. Maybe a little bit of Facebook and Instagram presence or whatever social media presence. How would you network and get people to pay attention to you?
So if I had cash, I would immediately jump into ads. That's the single thing that's gonna bring people to you is the ads, meaning the ads are going to go out and hunt for you and bring people to you so you can talk, okay? That costs money though. But if you don't have money, if you're absolutely broke, all you have is a camera and a social media presence like Rob said, I recommend you pimp yourself out. It's funny, and I say it like that because what you have to do is you do have to make yourself look good because first impressions are a thing in business and that's what's gonna get them to actually like talk with you. The only reason Rob is even talking to me right right now is because he thought I had a very good first impression. I think the word you used was initiative.
He's right, because first impression I had of Joey was through Instagram. He messaged me. Then he bought a ticket to my course or my class. And then I met him in person. And then after that, he made a YouTube video for free. The people in business, most of them don't look at this. They're gonna look at nice little smile, Joey's presentable, he's very nice and he's accommodating and he's personable. Those are all client relationship stuff. And if you don't know any of that stuff, watch some videos on how to be personable, likable, how to talk in front of a crowd, because that's honestly one of the biggest things that are probably gonna get you a lot of work.
Yeah, and I came up from editing. And so what is editing? Editing is no lights. The only light is the screen in your room. That's the only light from editing. And when you spend a lot of time alone, you naturally just become not communicatable or talkative or extrovert. And so you'll get into that. And so if that's you, go outside, go to the fucking park and just talk to somebody. There's this dude on TikTok or Instagram. He'll go out and just like fight social anxiety. He'll literally try to just say something to someone just to combat that feeling. And so if that's you, if you really want to make this work, you just have to suck it up and go out and talk to people. Like just to get over the emotional hump to talk to people, which is going to make you a little more comfortable on camera. It's going to make you a little more comfortable when an opportunity comes your way to do a podcast or a video like this.
Because there's a lot of introverts that pick up a camera and they think, okay, cool, like I'm just going to be an artist. That's very hard to just make money from your work. The mindset of a creator sometimes is, I'm going to let the work speak for myself.
Yeah, you can do that. The problem is that the work won't literally speak. And so
that's true.
You have to literally speak and guide eyeballs to your work. If your work is great, that's awesome. That's going to be a huge help. But there is a small, first 15% is probably the most important, which is saying, hey, check it out. You have to be that guy putting on a circus and trying to get people to come in. You have to do that in the beginning.
And we're talking mostly about marketing and branding.
Yes, because that's where the money is. The money is in the marketing. The money's in getting people to you. Where you're actually going to make a living is sales.
Yes.
And that's what Rob is actually very good at. Marketing will convince people to look at you and talk to you. Sales will convince people to go from talking to you to giving you money. And so when you can lick those two things in your business, you'll be better off.
Especially for new people, they'll look and get so wrapped up in spending the latest and greatest. The fact that you and I are rocking mine's like a 5-year-old camera, yours is probably older than that, and we're able to generate money without having to constantly upgrade. This studio was built over 8 years, right? So I didn't have that.
How much do you think you spent altogether on this?
I don't even want to know. I'm still in the red. So guys, I'm still not making money because I spent it all on gear.
But the money came in to do this. That's what's important.
Yeah.
The money actually came in to do this thing.
Well, you also kind of have to invest a little bit on the gear, right? Just a tiny bit on the gear, because that is our profession. We are making videos for people or photos for people to look good. So you do that, you'd pimp yourself out. What's the next thing?
When I say pimp yourself out, that may sound general. I mean optimize your Instagram profile, your Facebook profile, or your TikTok profile, or your YouTube profile, whatever that is. Optimize that so that when people look at it, they're like, oh wow, this is awesome.
Pimping yourself out doesn't also have to be digitally. So networking, you got the job that pays you money right now from a friend, like a physical friend that wasn't digital. You knew this person, referrals like that. A lot of people don't realize that they literally have an immediate circle of influence.
The term they use is networking. I call it just making friends. For example, one of the things that I did to get one of my gigs, one of my clients that's been with me for a while.
That camera makes him, you said in the beginning, it was what does that make you?
5K.
5K, is this the client we're talking about?
Yes, one of my friends from high school. I noticed that this person was with a big business or a big company, and so I reached out to that person, and I said something like, hey, remember me from high school? I started my video production business, just looking for a couple of clients willing to give out some free content, because they were active on social media. First link, right? Made that connection. She then put me in touch with this person who can actually make a purchasing decision, had buying power, and this person didn't give me the time of day, but I had a little bit of attention. I had 5% of her attention. And it's not because this person is mean or whatever, it's just because they're busy. Yeah. They're busy making their money. And with that 5% of attention, I had just looped in a really good opportunity, a really good offer for that person. I said, I'll give you free marketing material for your business, something along those lines. They jumped on it, we scheduled a shoot, we did it, they loved it, absolutely loved it. The very next like week or two, they gave me $3K.
Oh, okay. So let's go there then.
Okay.
Doing work for free in the beginning.
A lot of people don't like it, and they don't like it after they got paid. People don't like free work because when they get paid, it's like, why would I do this for free if I got paid before? And the problem with that is it's a short-term way of thinking, but you're assuming that the path to money is a strong concrete bridge that gets you from point A to point B. It's not. Think of the bridge from Shrek, when he's trying to cross the bridge from Fiona. It's this little wooden piece of shit, and you have to go across it once or twice just to know that it works. And there's not just one bridge. You can make multiple different bridges, and the thing about starting to make that bridge is the free content. Free content is it's a really good offer. A lot of people won't turn that down as much as they turn down a $5,000 package per month.
Last tip for somebody just starting out.
I think the first thing that jumps into my mind is you're not special. You don't deserve shit. And so you have to go out and hustle and grind anyway. You're not just gonna start a business and in the first year make $2 million. I'm stubborn. I have to get punched in the face multiple times in order to learn the lesson, okay? And so if that's you have to get punched in the face. You have to. Like I said, you don't deserve anything. You're not entitled to shit. And so go out there, do the cold calling, do the cold DMing, but you can set yourself up by having some good content out there first that actually helps people, that actually gives value. So that would be my tip is you're not entitled to go out and do the work.
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to talk to strangers, do work for free, and just, put a smile on.
Absolutely.